Oh, fuck out.
Too much awesome, yeah.
Here they go.
Here we go. Holy crap.
Oh, that's another 29.
Where are you guys at, Korea? See if I can patch the server.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Well, your name was
seems to be down.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, no. How the hell did they get back to me?
Oh, I might have accidentally unlaunched some...
Do we have Sailor in our...
Hi, well, welcome to Foundry 42. The offices in Winslow, United Kingdom. So what I want to do here is show you basically the tour of the building. We're on 3 floors, and at the moment there's 170 at this moment, and there'll be about 184 in the next few months. So as you can see, it's a large operation. So what I want to do is take you around different departments and introduce you to 1 or 2 people. I won't introduce you to everybody like Chris did, because there's too many to do that. We'll be here forever, but I will introduce you to 1 or 2 people, and we'll see what they're up to. So if you come this way, basically I'll let us in the door here. We're on the ground floor. Here we go. As you can see, drinks have arrived to keep everybody hydrated here. So there's going on stuff like that. But here we have, if you have to do a bit of a pan around the office, you can see down this way we have the audio team. Through here on these doors, we'll go down a bit later, stuff like that. We have the animation team, programming, and then also down through here we have tech design, UI, and also some of our production staff here. But I'll just wander around. So if we start down here, we'll wander down to the audio team and stuff like that down through here. And here we have Lee Banyard, our audio director. Basically, pretty much all the audio guys at CIG are actually in this office, apart from one of our guys who works out of the Austin office. We have the animation team, and we have Ashton, who's our animation lead. Animation we have split between a bunch of the offices, so we have animators in Austin, and we also have animators in Frankfurt, and animators in here. These are the 3 places we have an animation team. And then over here we have programmers. I'll introduce you to Jens, who loves being on camera. So Jens is basically the lead FPS programmer. We have over here, we have some more of the programming guys here. And we've got Rob, who's, what you're working on, Rob? He's our lead gameplay programmer.
5 bugs.
Yeah, Rob does a lot of bug fixing. We have our small but awesome network team here, and we have tech design. So these are guys who put together all the work on the ships. So when the artists make the ships, these are the guys who then actually make them fly, working all the sort of stats for them and all that kind of stuff and things, as well as a lot of different areas and stuff, and creating on that kind of stuff. And here we have our lead tech designer, John.
Hi.
How you doing?
Not too bad.
If we go around here quickly, we have the UI guys, and you guys know Zane. Zane's now was in LA, but it's in the UK with us, and basically they're working on a bunch of the UI stuff, doing some reworking on a bunch of the on the cockpit stuff, and there'll be some other stuff I think Zane's going to show later as well, so you can see that kind of stuff as well. Should be good, or he may have already shown already, depending where it hits in the segment. Things. And in the corner there's Bone, who's our lead UI program as well. He does stuff, working away and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the UI, we've focused the UI department in the UK to get everything together before it split a bit, but now it's actually great having everyone together, because it really helps move things along. And then, so our production guys, here these 3 producers led by Ricky on the PU side. And we have basically, we're all working on the PU stuff, so when you see 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, these are all the guys. And Ali, who's sneaking off, is basically our technical, our graphics, director of graphics programming, who should be upstairs, but he's down here talking to people, but we may see him later if he pops up in there. So that's basically the ground floor. Okay, so we're on the 1st floor, and here I'll just quickly show you, we've got like our QA team here, which is the first line of defence when coming to go and fix all the bugs and stuff and things like that. So Phil over there and stuff. Basically we go here, and then of course then we're very lucky to have the community. You guys help support us, so once we go through here and we feel like we've got enough of the bugs and stuff that should fix, then we go out and then the community gets involved to really refine it for us and so forth. So these guys are, when new builds come out, whether it's on a stream like 2.4, or it's the game dev stream, or it's just basically testing different little levels, and these guys all get involved in that kind of stuff. So this is this area here. We're sort of building out this area a bit here. This is just an area we've just taken over, so we're basically going to be remodeling this probably in a few months' time and so forth. So then the next section here is we have our dedicated customer support and customer service team here. So when you guys are filling out tickets and so forth, these are the guys who are doing all the work for you and you're talking to. So give a wave, guys. All right. And through here we have our character and animation tech and art tech teams here, and also production who are around the corner, but they don't seem to be here at the moment and so forth. But this is the guys are modelling some of the stuff we're working on here, stuff, and then then on the other side, technically putting together faces, they move, and all that kind of stuff and so forth. So this floor is going to be filled up over the next few months as we get more people in, and we build up different teams. We have to move around because, like I said, we're about 170, but we're going to 284, probably about 200 people over the next few months. So this floor has the majority of the art department plus the design, and then some and supporting production right here. So if we start down this way, we'll go down and see if I can find some of the design guys to talk to, and obviously, and actually the graphics programs are here as well. So here we have Phil Mellor, who I know you've seen before. He's our lead designer on Squadron 42. So what are you playing at the moment? Cool. Awesome. And over there we have Mike, who's our lead level designer on Squadron 42. Getting on and stuff like that. And then the rest of the design team here, we have Luke in the corner, who is basically the lead live designer. So when you're looking at all the stuff we're doing on the Persistent Universe, he's a guy in his team here who are basically putting together a bunch of the map, Crusader map, and all the arena clan stuff and things like that as well. And the rest of the design team here working on, basically we work on both Squadron 42 and also some of the Persistent Universe elements here. Through here. And then we've got the graphics team here. These are the graphics programmers, and Ali you saw downstairs, he's still downstairs by the looks of it. These are the graphics guys doing the stuff. And then we have the ship team, and I'll wander over quickly to Nate, who's our ship art director, just to say hello quickly. Hey Nate. So just putting you on camera quickly just to say hello. So basically this is Nate, so this is the big ship team. So in the UK it's the largest team in terms of creating ships here. There's how many ship artists we have now? 21. So basically working on these huge ships, it just takes a lot of people to work on the big capital ships and so forth. But they're applying for also the Squadron 42 ships, as well as some of the Persistent Universe stuff and things. And I think Nate also is will be showing you some cool stuff as well, you know, coming up as well, so that'll be cool. And I'll move on quickly just to do stuff. So Nate, and then if we can see there's people working on things here. We have over here Mike Snowden, who is our lead VFX artist. So he basically is the guy who's creating all the explosions with his team. And there's also some of the other team are in Frankfurt, right? And it's just here in Frankfurt to the effects and stuff. So we're working on different things. So when you see the lasers, the explosions, stuff, these guys put it together from everything we're doing and things like that. Coming up with new and fancy stuff. So if there's anything cool to show. Cool. So So hopefully you'll start seeing that stuff going into the build soon. And then through, if we go through here again, we have, and then we move into environments. We have production staff here. So we have Tom there, who's basically our senior producer here, who kind of runs production in the office. Zoe there is basically Squadron 42. She's basically at the moment running Squadron 42. Luke is basically he's the guy who runs ships and environments on the production side, with some help from Ben, who's not here at the moment, but looks of it, so he's helping out stuff. And then we go through here, it's the environment team and props team. And then come over here, Ian.
Hi.
Say hello to Ian. So he's our environment art director, so he's running the environment pipeline, stuff like that. So basically putting together concepts for the different stuff, and also and he's also basically once again doing environments for Squadron and the Persistent Universe, and then working with, obviously there's a team here. How many environment artists in the UK now?
About 16 now in the UK.
16 in the UK, and then we're working with another, how many in Behaviour?
There's 12 with our artists.
So in Frankfurt there's about 2 or 3 now, is that right? Is it just one? Okay. We'll probably have some more soon in France, sure. Stuff like that. So Ian has to coordinate for a bunch of officers around the world, just as Nathan does. So we run sort of pipeline teams, and then they basically they do basically coordinate all the ships, they coordinate all the environments, just like all the audio that's runs the same way and so forth. And then we have production teams who work on each pipeline, but also production teams who work on each project as well. And then through here it's just the environment guys, and then we have concept. So these guys are basically the guys who come up with a bunch of the concepts and stuff. We have an internal team of, I think it's is it 5 or 6 internal concept guys now? There will be 6, I think, moving forward. So we're starting today, still working on a lot of different things there. So as you can see, there's everything. Everyone's looking forward to the Dragonfly. That's right. So we're basically concepting out, a lot of different stuff here, and then it's more environment and prop stuff. So that is the top floor, and that's really the tour of our office. So thanks a lot, and I hope you enjoyed the tour. And if basically this is where we will be providing going forward a bunch of material and stuff, and also hopefully going forward on the video side we plan to just keep on showing a bunch of stuff we're doing here, so you guys get to see a bunch of stuff coming out of this office. Thank you very much.
Is art directed and had tech art and VFX and UI support in the UK studio, and then the environment team in behaviour has been doing most of the artwork there. So it's been a very collaborative approach, and it's been very successful. So it's going to be located somewhere in the Crusader map that you'll be able to find, and it's got like this really new visual style that we're going for. So Port Al-Saar is nice and clean and safe. This is going to be a little bit more gritty, a little bit more cool, with some nice visual cues that we've not seen really before. And that's going to be kind of like a secondary location. So you've all seen Port Al-Saar right now. That's a nice, safe green zone for you guys to spawn. This one's going to be for you guys who tend to play a little bit less fair. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on Twitch.
Okay, we're going to start outside Grim Hex here. So the audio currently at this stage is it's just somewhere between first and second pass standard, which means all of the sort of very background ambiences have been tackled. But some of the second pass stuff, such as moving parts like door openings and stuff like that, have been done. But I'm mainly going to show this kind of the background ambient stuff. So first things first, we've got this the airlock. The airlock's similar to one in Al-Saar, however it is a little different. There's some different sounds. The door sounds are obviously different. There's a different animation there, so I've had to match new sounds to that. I've made them sound a little bit clunkier because Grim Hex, I suppose, is a little less well looked after than Al-Saar. And also every sort of 1 in 3 or 4 times that you go through the airlock, you get this kind of rumbling and shaking and some alarms go off, and it kind of gives you a false sense of insecurity that it's all going to go wrong. And then just as everything builds up, all the juddering comes to a sort of peak and the alarms are going off, that all resolves, and then the sort of airlock finish sound comes on. So there's no particular gameplay ramifications to that. It's just a fun thing that I put in just to make it feel that little bit more rickety every now and again. So yeah, as we go through into here, one thing to note is that the ambiences are done a little differently that we've tended towards in the past, in that they're all placed in 3D space around the environment. So I've got the audio debug on, so these little text things, you can see where sounds are. What you'll find is as you go around the environment, the kind of tonal character of the space changes, you know, every step you take. So the idea that I had in my head was I didn't want to ever have any very static 2D ambiences or that are just on boxes and areas. The idea was more that you should be rewarded for taking each step in some kind of tonal change in your environment. So, you know, the first example of this is we've got a sort of a more basic ambience, which is sort of placed up in the middle there. But then if I go into the corner, it gets rumblier. So we get sort of a darker sound in the corners as we move through. And again, the sounds change. Sounds a little different up here. And this is all with, you know, 3D audio trigger spots, they're called, placed in the environment with a volume fall off over distance so that it sounds very natural. And you can come through here, so one of the exits, you'll find if you come over here you can hear some wind coming gently from this grating and some sort of subtle metal contracting. And the environment's full of details like that, kind of rumbly corners. And then we follow it through. We've got the lift here. I won't actually bother using the lift because I haven't made the sounds for it yet. So now we come out into somewhere. Here we go. We're in the main area now. I took a lot of inspiration from things like Blade Runner. I really like the kind of busy sound of the cities in that film, and I've kind of tried to make it sound a little bit like a sort of a sci-fi pirate bazaar, I guess, in this main area at least anyway. And again, it's all different sounds as we move through. We've got ourselves a little corridor down here. The tonal character changes again. Hopefully, like I was saying, we'll just keep things interesting. There's some of the hab modules over there which we can go and have a look at. We'll show those today. Some more ambiences. And then you can come through into this, what we call the chasm. Again, you're getting some nice sort of rock scrapes. If I go over to this thing here, we should start hearing some. Yeah, there we go. You can hear that creaking there coming from this thing here, which happens randomly. And also we've got randomly triggering just in this sort of chasm, all these rock scrapes and grumbles and stuff, very reverberant throughout the space. I created some custom reverbs for this space using impulse responses that we'd recorded. This is another airlock going out towards the EVA area. Again, I recorded all these sounds myself. Well, apart from there's some stuff on the left there which isn't my recording, but most of the sort of general metallic grumbles I recorded a little while back when we were at one of the Foley studios actually. And then you can kind of come through and you get a sense of how that changes as you move out through the environment. So yeah, that's pretty much the sum of what I've been working on in GrimHex at the moment. There's obviously a lot more areas in GrimHex that I've not shown, but hopefully that gets an idea of where we're going with it for now.
a look at some of the apps there.
So what we've been working on recently, basically seeing how it looks in different scenarios, such as on a capital ship station, on your 3D radar in a smaller ship, or on your mobiGlas, and basically concepting functionality that we can tie into the star map, so kind of translating that into an in-game look and a diegetic look. So part of this also includes doing look dev for an overhauled mobiGlas. We feel that the mobiGlas you to the game world when you're using it, so we redesigned it to basically make it feel more diegetic, and we've done this with the homepage and the star map. Basically, I collaborate with Carl Jones, who's our lead systems designer here at Foundry, sort of the navigation hierarchy of each of our UIs, and puts them into a wireframe experience. Once we've signed off on that, that wireframe then goes onto me or one of our other UI artists to kind of stylize. And
just as a little highlight for you guys, we're going to take up Revealed for Squadron 42. It's a big beast. We've done extensive work on the hangar and the exterior. To give you an idea of the scale of the Bengal, you can fit an Idris inside of the Bengal's hangar, pretty much. You can't quite fly it in, but it's pretty close. So it's a huge undertaking. It requires a lot of investigation into different lighting techniques, different construction techniques, different meshing techniques. Essentially, it's just one big bowl of soup that we need to work out how we're going to first of all fit it in memory, make it render and make it fly. So it's never been done before in any game, and that's the challenge that we're approaching here. So in total in the bank off about, beginning of the year, before that we were kind of R&Ding how we're going to approach it efficiently. We've got Jay, who's been heading up the hangar process for us. We've got Ian, who's been working with Jay, and we've got Robin as well, who's looking at the bridge. And then we go to exterior work, which is another challenge in itself. So we've got Phil, our senior artist, working up. He's just come off the Starfarer, so to give you an idea of the quality that we're going to be putting on ships over a kilometre in scale. The construction technique in 3D completely changes. It's a sense of scale on massive volumes and make the overall aesthetic of the ship work with those construction techniques. And as you can see from this kind of brief preview of the exterior, it's come along really well. You have to be very kind of careful how you construct that. When you start to see other ships within the environment and characters walking around in that environment, you get a full sense of scale. As I mentioned, it's massive. This comes with its own set of challenges for kind of how much kind of geometry we can render. In this case, the scale of probably 3 or 4 battlefield maps and floating it around and everything's functional. And you can walk it around in space. That's never been done before. We're up for the challenge. We're doing it. It is a challenge.
Hey there, Tyler Whitkin, Community Manager in the Austin, Texas studio, here to bring you this week's MVP. A huge congratulations to Marceline Abadir for their graphite Vandal glaive drawing. The attention to detail and accuracy is truly incredible, and we're all really excited to see which ship you draw next. So, congratulations again, you're this week's MVP. Back to you guys.
We will see you next week on Around the Verse for part 3.